Hardticks to be exact, large blood-sucking bugs.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to turn off this Jujutsu Kaisen episode. I was rewatching Jujutsu Kaisen for the like 8th time already. But this video ain't about that. It's about One Piece top 30 characters in One Piece, like strength wise, like who's the big dogs and who's like kind of good, you know. All right, number 30, I got Rob Lucci, you know, leader of Cyberpol Zero. Now used to be a member of the CP9. You know, he fought Luffy like that first fight with him and Luffy. That was like the best fight in One Piece, in my opinion. You know, Gear 2 Luffy versus Rob Lucci and whatnot. But yeah, Rob Lucci, he got one shot in the second fight. Luffy used Gear 5 and just, you know, he went to town on him real quick. You know, he ain't the strongest guy in the world, but he had an awakening, so you know, you got to give him that. So he's like number 30 on my list. He's like the lowest man on the totem pole. I got Bartholomew Kuma next, but man, the manga spoilers. You know, Kuma went through a lot, man. Like he was a slave, and you know, then after he was not a slave, he had to save these people from this one kingdom. You know, Sorbet Kingdom. He had to help them out. He's like repelling like the negative energy out of them, and then like putting it inside himself. Like he was like taking in their pain and stuff. Like man, he's a good guy, but that's why I have to put him above Rob Lucci. And I think he can handle Rob Lucci because in the manga, I don't remember what chapter, but hey, he got he did something to one of the Gorosei members, smash his face, and you know. And that's no easy feat, you know. Not everybody's running around doing stuff like that. So he's at number 29. 28, Marco the Phoenix. Marco the Phoenix, you know, some people sleep on him because he doesn't have like strong attack power, but he's still like defensively capable. You know, he regenerates. He can like he stopped the plague bullets of, you know, Queen's plague bullets that were turning people into ice onies. He put that on hold. He said, nope. You know, you don't have to be, you know, doing shit like that to people. He's like, man, put that fire on them real quick and, you know, keep them like all right. You know, that flame like heals and like keeps things alive. It's like the phoenix, you know. You die and then like you rise from the ashes and shit. Like that's basically what his devil fruit is. It's the you know, mythical zone Hito. Oh wait, it ain't a Hito, my bad. It's a mythical zone fruit called the model Phoenix. Mythical zone devil fruit, the Phoenix model one. Uh, and I didn't tell you their devil fruits, but Kuma's devil fruit is the pawpaw fruit, and Rob Lucci's devil fruit was the leopard fruit, or the cat fruit model leopard. Uh, and number And yeah, Marco's at 28 right now. Sorry if I had to, you know, go back and tell you that stuff, but I think I like should let y'all know and whatnot. But number 27, I got NL, you know, or Enaru, you know, whichever one you watch, like the dub or the stub, you know. But you know, the guy up at Skypiea who was, you know, man, he was putting in work on everybody there. Like nobody really could have done anything, but Luffy was there, like his one counter, you know, the rubber man who could like, you know, take the lightning and, you know, and he was still a problem for Luffy too because he had observation haki. You know, the guys below him, like they don't really have haki like that. Like they do, but man, I think his is better. He has better observation for sure, and then his lightning devil fruit or rumble devil fruit, man, he could destroy islands with that. Send down the Rygo on on them, and they're done. And then yeah, I got him at 27, above Marco. I think he could beat Marco. He just has more attack power and like probably even better hockey on for real. But number 26, I have Shirley of the Rain. You know, he was a former like manager of Impel Down, and he you know, got locked up for like killing prisoners and stuff. They were like, "Hey man, this nigga's running around killing prisoners and stuff. We gotta like lock him up and stuff." So they kept him in there, and then Luffy came and did his thing and fell down, and then Magellan was like, "Hey, we need to share you back because he can handle business. He'll kill these pirates and stuff." But he ended up joining Reed and became one of his like Titanic captains, and he even did some stuff to Garp in the manga. Like these mangas spoil heavy. Sorry y'all, but man, I like the One Piece manga and the JJK manga, and what other one? Oh, Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest. Those are like my three that I really like keep up with. I try to get into the other ones, but the other ones don't really like pull me. I was also reading Demon Slayer too, and once like season 5 comes out, that's gonna be heat. But that's a little bit of other stuff right there. But Shiryu, I have him at 26. Like he could probably cut through NL because his hockey is pretty like proficient in that regard. I think he needs armament hockey and cut through NL. So that's why I'm 26. 25, I got King the Wildfire. He's like the first commander of the Kaido Pirates, or the Beast Pirates, my bad. And King is Lemurian. He's a guy that is like, he's like the only person left of his like kind. His race was like eliminated by the Celestial Dragons, doing fucked up shit like slavery and torture and all that stuff, doing experimentations and all kind of fucked up shit. And he was like the last one left, and Kaido found him. He was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna be the king of the pirates. Can you come with me and stuff?" Like I watched One Piece English dub version, and I was like, all right. Kaido like knew he's seen Thailand in him because even Kaido's like a like Oni, which is like a different kind of race. And he was like, "Man, let me save this guy real quick and make him my like vice captain," and that's what he did. And he did his thing against some people in Wano, but Zoro was the guy that took him down in the end. So like he's really not up there that high anymore. But 25, that's where I have King at. 24, like some people might not like that take, but man, Katakuri's better than him, man. He has future sight, observation hockey. That's not just dodging bullets and whatnot. It's like he can see that like 6 seconds into the future, I believe. Maybe it's more than that or something, but he can see into the future and really like make moves happen like more efficiently than just basic observation hockey. He also has conquer hockey as well. Like I think he's the first person I talked about that has it. Yeah, I think like the first person on the list that has conquer hockey and whatnot. So he could like pretty much work the people below him like off of that stuff. And mochi fruit. Damn, I keep forgetting to say devil fruit sometimes because King's devil fruit was the pterodactyl devil fruit, I think. The ancient zone devil fruit, the dinosaur model, pterodactyl, and then Katakuri's devil fruit though is the mochi fruit, and he used that against Luffy, and he gave him a good fight. Like it's probably like the third best Luffy fight in my opinion. Rob Lucci versus Luffy, the first fight, man, that's the best. But yeah, that was a good fight though too, and yeah, Katakuri's like number 24. I got number 23. I got Jinbei. Jinbei, like, he's been there for Luffy like the whole time, basically since they've met. He's like, Luffy gets the info down, Ace is gone, and he's like, "Hey man, I can help you save your brother and stuff. Like I know him, and I don't agree with what this war's doing, and it's gonna draw attention and all this other stuff." He's like, "Man, I'll help you save your brother and like protect the Wiper Pirates and whatnot." And he's like, "All right." And he saved Luffy after Ace died by Aquahino's punch to the chest. And he got him out of there and made sure Luffy was safe. And then he reminded Luffy too when he was gonna give up. He was like, "Man, no, don't give up. You still have your crew. You can't give up yet, man. Like you have to get up, man. It's all right." He was like a big like kind of like a father type to Luffy, like a big good uncle. He was like, "Man, you still got things to live for. Like don't forget that, man. Like don't like get so depressed that your brother died. Basically, he was a good guy like that, and he even came back later on in like Whole Cake Island to like say, "Big Mom, I appreciate what you did for my people when you were like the head of my, Fishman Island. But man, we're going for Luffy now, because Luffy was like, my nigga basically, and he wants to protect him because he sees the potential that Luffy's gonna be. The Pirate King. He's gonna be that. There ain't nothing stopping Young Bull. Like on some real shit. Like nothing stopping Young Bull. And Jinbei was like a good like father / uncle figure to Luffy, and he can use he's a fishman, so he used fishman karate and water and armament hockey and observation hockey and Rio Rio hockey. He used that shit against what's his name, who's who, and he made work of that boy. He said, fuck that nigga up. And number 22, I have Sanji. Yes, I believe Sanji can beat Jinbei. Sanji is like pretty, durable. Like he can take some hits. Sanji, Ifrit Janbei and Able Janbei, those foot techniques where he spins and he makes it like basically fire, and he uses it to attack. He's like one of the wings of the Pirate King, so he can't be fucking around no more. He has to like step up his game and stuff. Like, man, me low key, I have to step up my game. I have to start like taking things seriously too. Trying to have kids in like 3 years, so I have to like elevate my look and do things like YouTube and shit to get out of my shell and whatnot. So I have to be like, Sanji and improve along with him. But Sanji's still good though, man. He fought Queen Wano and basically made easy work, man. Low dipped his ass. Like, Queen is not as strong as some people think, man. I'm just like, in top 30 now? Oh, man. But yeah, I have Sanji at 22. And 21, Boa Hancock, Apparently she's a confirmed, like, Conqueror's user, so, there's that. And she obviously can beat Sanji. Well, he's a simp, he's, beta, and all that stuff. So, he'll let his guard down around her, and she'll work his ass. And, but, as far as she goes, she's a princess, or Queen of Amazon Lily currently. I think the third or fourth, or something like that. Empress. And, she helped Luffy at Marineford. She got him to and fought down, and then she helped him at Marineford. She kicked some, Marines in the head. And, she held down like a good little, waifu would, and did her part and whatnot. And, Luffy got away, and, things happened, and, she's good. But, she couldn't handle Blackbeard when he came to her island, and so, she had to get help from Rayleigh and whatnot, but, she's still up there, man. She has, like, the love fruit, so she can use the love beam and turn guys to stone, or anybody who, like, thinks she's beautiful, turn them to stone, and, there's even, like, a seraphim of her, like, which is, like, basically the clones of all the 7 warlords with Lemurian genes and, like, devil fruit, like, blood, or, like, man, it's, like, green blood cells or something like that. But yeah, Boa Hancock has that Conqueror hockey user, so she can use all that stuff. If she's a Conqueror user, she can probably beat Jinbei and Sanji, So she's like the second Conqueror I have on here, so she's right there. Number 20, I got Yamato, because you could really like interchange the both of those two. I think Yamato is stronger because, man, her daddy's Kaido, and Kaido, man, he had to, he went through the ringer. He had to fight everybody and shit, and he was still like, man, standing on business and stuff. Like, Gear 5 Luffy was kind of like an asshole at the end of the day, but man, it was still like good. Like, Kaido put in work, and one of the people Kaido fought was his own daughter, Yamato. who I'm talking about right now, and she's a Delph user and a Conqueror user, advanced Conqueror coding, and Rio hockey and all that stuff. She uses all of it. She what else did she do? She fought her daddy and did stuff, and clashed Thunderboggle for Thunderboggle with him, and that's pretty. That's a feat. Not many people can go toe to Kaido 1-on-1 and like live to tell about it, because she was still alive at the end of Wano and stuff. So yeah, she's at 20 right there. I got 19. I have Kid. People like to shit on Kid because of what happened to Shanks though. That's Shanks though, man. He's the strongest. He'll do that to anybody below him. Basically, unless you're like top 5, then he has to actually work. But man, he'll do that just to anybody. And people will like to downplay Kid, but man, Kid's good, man. He's strong. I actually like him as a character. He ain't scared to go after like what he wants. He's like, man, I don't give a fuck what these people are saying. Man, I'm gonna get this shit. Like that's why I like Kid. But sometimes he does too much, and that time he did too much against Shanks, and he paid for it. But before that, he took down Big Mom with Law, and Big Mom was at her age, she was weaker though, man. She was like not right in the head. She was kind of dumb. She wasn't playing, using her powers right. But if she was like in her prime, they might not have won. But Kid, still came through in the end with that railgun and sent her, down into the lava and whatnot, and got the dub for the day. So you gotta acknowledge that he's like, he's above a first commander level, but like, man, he could be like approaching admiral levels. Nah, he is like basically like a low admiral level. Like I'll tell you. But yeah, that's where Kid is. And he has the magnet fruit, he has the devil fruit awakening of that. And I don't think he's dead. I think he's gonna come back, and he'll be there. He'll still be relevant. But not in a big way like he was before. But he was number 19. I got Law at number 18. Trafalgar Law, he has an interesting backstory, family died, got disease, and then, Corazon came through and tried to help him out and got him that devil fruit, and he ate it, and, he became a pirate and whatnot. But he's a cool character, he's liked by everybody in the community. For the girls like him. I could get down in some cosplay for Law one day, but man, once I grow my beard back out and the hair and, get the, drip for it, and I could go to a con and do that shit for y'all if you want me to, but pretty broke right now, so gotta keep on grinding until days, better days, but I got yeah, Law's at number 18. He don't have the best hockey, and oh yeah, I forgot about that with Kid. He does have Conquer hockey, so like I had to put him above those females. They probably might be better at the application of hockey, but I think he has them in Devil Fruit. Like he uses his Devil Fruit better than they do, so like it evens out. Like they have better hockey, but he uses his Devil Fruit better, so I'm above those two girls right there at number 19. And Law, he don't really like have hockey like that. He does, but man, he barely uses it. He ain't proficient in it, but he was still like able to get some good hits on Big Mom with his awakening using what was that? Gamma ray knife or something like that. That Shock Willie, Shock Willie. It's basically like a Rio cut from the inside, make her feel pain from the inside. Shambles, and I like that move, Shambles, change spots and room, and tactic and all those moves. Law has like things he can do. He can cut people up and then like make them die slowly and all kind of stuff. The op fruit is his devil fruit, so like he's an operator. He's a doctor. He can do things in the fucking the emergency room real quick. He's a captain, a swordsman, and a doctor. Like he's a real burst character. So you gotta put him at 18. Put respect on Law's name like that. And number 17 is Zoro. Like yeah, man. Like Zoro and versus Sandy, it's always been Zoro. Like, it's never been Sandy. Like, y'all kind of, like, crazy. Y'all, like, it's shown that. Everybody sees that. Like, man, I'm not the dumbest guy in the world, but I ain't the smartest either. But I could tell, like, it's always been Zoro. He's been that guy. Like, he's been the second strongest straw. You know, it's Luffy and then it's Zoro. There's no Sanji, like, after. He's always number 3. Zoro has, you know, Conquer Haki coding now. That's how he can cut through King and all kinds of stuff. You know, King of Hell Emma, he has one of those swords. He has one of the Katetsu blades. I have one of the Katetsu blades, the red one that Zoro has right there. You know, it's in my room right here. And he has Wado Ichimonji, which, man, he might turn that one into like a supreme grade, I think, because it's been with him and, you know, he's going through to become the world's strongest swordman because of the girl, Kuina, who died, who looked like Tashigi, and he kept that sword, and I think it's gonna turn like into a supreme grade blade. But that's just like my theory, a little theory on that. Zoro 3 sword style, and 9 demon oil, you know, Ashura, and you know, King of Hell Slash, and all that stuff. Man, he took down King, and you know, he held down against Rob Lucci, and you know, Zoro ain't playing games. Like, he's approaching like Admiral levels. Like, man, he basically is, man. Like, Kid, Law, and Zoro, and even Yamato, and like, man, even Sanji, like, they're like low Admiral level at this point. You have to like acknowledge that stuff. One Piece is like been going on for a long time. Like, I started watching when I was like 12 years old, and I'm like almost 25, so like 13 years. You know, number 16, I got Ryugu. You know, the admiral, the new admiral that wasn't Fujitora, the green bull guy with the green hair. He has the wood troop. Yeah, he's number 16. You know, if he's an admiral, he has to be able to easily capture, like, you know, commanders and whatnot, and even like scrap against an emperor for a little bit. You know, for me, it's like if you're an admiral, you probably can like scrap with them for a little bit, and then like then it's like downhill from there. But you know, if you're I don't know, if there's 2 admirals versus a Yonko, they could win. That's what I'm saying. Like, 1-on-1, the Yonkos definitely got it, but like 2 admirals versus a Yonko, the admirals might take that, depending on which Yonko you put them up against. But Ryugu, you know, he did his thing on Wano, tried to do some stuff, and Shanks was like, nah, man, you ain't getting none of that. You gonna leave these people alone. Go about your day somewhere else. And, you know, he got kicked out, man. So, like, of all the admirals, he had the, like, weakest showing, so I have to put him there. Some people have him above Fujitora because he's younger and whatnot, but, man, nah, man, he's like 16, bro. I went to top 15. Top 15. Got Fujitora at number 15. I'm a Fujitora, you know, the purple tiger, you know, Iso, you know, he was holding it down at Dressrosa and whatnot. He sent down that meteor to try to take down Law and Doflamingo, and then he like tried to, you know, he took Dofian basically after he got beat by Luffy, and he got on his knees and he was like, man, sorry that the Marines didn't do well for this kingdom. Like, we let that, you know, scumbag rule you guys, and we didn't like take care of the people of this kingdom. You know, he's like an honorable justice type of guy. That's what he's ruled by. So like, man, you know, he's kind of a cool antagonist, if you will. But I see him being like the fleet admiral when it, you know, all said and done, and Luffy does his thing. The world government gets overthrown. The Marines are still a thing, you know. He's going to be like the fleet admiral. Fujitora is going to be the fleet admiral. Like, I see that coming. And he's number 15. He has the Zushi movie, which is like the gravity fruit. He sends down meteors. He you know, he can weigh people down. You know, gravity is the gravity blade, the gravity tiger technique. Yeah, man, he don't play games. He's number 15. Number 14, Sabo. Sabo's number 14. Sabo, Luffy's, you know, sworn brother. You know, they drank sake when they were like little youngins and stuff. you know, ASL, you know, they're that group. He's part of that group, you know, and they thought he was dead, and then he came back, and Luffy was like, "Damn, man, I thought you were gone, man. Where were you?" And he's like, "Man, I'm here, brother. I didn't go nowhere. You know, don't worry, I can, you know, hold down for you and stuff." And yeah, Sabo was a good guy, man. He ate the, you know, the fruit of Ace and got the flame fruit. But even before that, he had hockey. You know, he was trained by, you know, Luffy's daddy, Monkey D. Dragon, and he's, you know, he's up here in this list. You'll find out real soon. Like, just let me cook for a while, and you'll know where I am at. You know, and he was taught by, you know, Luffy's daddy, so he was like standing on business. You know, he was beaten down by Samuels like with ease, and he was clashing with Fujitora, and he even like, you know, stunning him at Marijois and whatnot. You know, Sapo is a strong guy, flame fruit, proficient hockey user. You know, he knows what he's doing there. I think he even knows a little bit of Fishman karate as well. So, you know, he's a well versed character as far as like battling goes and all that. Not bad. Alright. Now I got number 13. Ben Beckman. You know, he's the right hand man of Shanks, so he has to be up there somewhere. I put him below like the old heads, but like he's like right below him. Like he could, man, if they're caught fucking around sleeping on him, like he could actually like beat one of the, you know, older generation catch if he catches them lacking himself, because he stunned on Kizaru for a little bit. I personally think Kizaru is stronger than this guy, but you know, this guy can still put in work. He can like cover his bullets in like armament hockey and like conquer hockey, and maybe even clip one on Kizaru if they ever like actually fought. And then, yeah, you know, it was said like he was kind of on par with Shanks, but you know, he's like weaker than Shanks, but he's still like a big dog in the verse. Like he could probably beat everybody below him with like not ease, but you know, not too much effort on his part. He is a sword and a gun, so he's well versed in that area. Versatile guy. He's number 13 in my list. Ben Beckman. And then this is number 12 right here. I got Silver Rayleigh, Dark King Silver Rayleigh. You know, you know, he's Luffy's mentor, one of the best mentors in anime. He took Luffy from a weak ass scrub because man, he was getting worked at Marineford. He wasn't doing too much. He was taking care of the grunts and stuff, but admirals and other people were kind of like throwing Luffy around and stuff. But then, you know, Rayleigh got a hold of him and was like, "Hey, you can do this, man. Your brother died and stuff, but man, I could turn you into like Gold Roger and shit." And he trained Luffy up for like 2 years, and like after he came back, he made easy work of the pacifistas. When before that, he was struggling against like one of them. He made easy work after the time skip, after he got the training from Rayleigh. Rayleigh is like, you know, Roger's right hand man. He fought like with the Whitebeard pirates on many occasions. He's, you know, conquer hockey user, observation. He uses all of them like with great degree of like expertise. He even stopped Blackbeard at his old age in the like most recent episodes, like a couple months ago. You know, he was flexing his hockey, and Blackbeard was like, "Man, he still does shit." Yeah, I gotta like back up for a minute. Cause like hockey it don't go away. Like if you have that shit young, like you'll still have it when you're old, even if like you're weaker. Like that energy emitted is still just as powerful. Like I like hockey from One Piece. It's a cool power system and whatnot. What niggas breathing? You know, and he's number 12, man. I think, you know, for me, it's like you gotta think back then when like Gold Roger and the crew was running around. And, it was Garp and Sengoku. They were the ones who like went out and had to stop Roger and like Whitebeard and stuff. It was like another guy there too, probably because they were like admiral levels, and but they were the dudes called upon to like I have Sengoku at number 11. Sengoku, he has the Buddha fruit, so like he, he can, you know, use shockwaves and like do shit like that. He has one of the strong mythical zone fruits in the show. He apparently he's a confirmed Conquer user as well, man. So he has Conqueror's Haki as well. Fleet Admiral of the Marines, and then he retired, and he's still like chirping and doing stuff. Telling people what to do, and telling people what's going on. And, if need be, he might have to jump into battle and, flex a little bit. Even at like 70 something, like he can still get down and shit, but not like he used to. And, he's at number 11 in mine. I got number 10, top 10, Garp. I got Garp, Monkey D. Garp, Luffy's grandfather, Vice Admiral. He could have always been promoted to Admiral, but he was like, he didn't want to be a lapdog of the Celestial Dragons. He thinks they're a bunch of bitches. He don't want to serve a bunch of like lazy ass bitches, whole ass people who like to, enslave people and do fucked up shit to people, evil people. You don't want to be subservient to that type of people. He was like, man, I can, affect the world in a better way by like going out as a Vice Admiral and, taking on these pirates and whatnot. And he also understands that some pirates do things for different reasons. Like sometimes it's just a way of life, and they have to pirate because the world government says you can't be doing these things, selling these things, selling these things. So they have to go pirate and like steal shit basically, because the world government is like telling them you can't have this, you can't do that, you can't do that. And Garp understands certain things. He's like, some parts are good, some parts are bad. He's a good guy, but he fought Dongjin Zhao, the guy with the drill for a head. He made easy work of him in his prime. He fought Roger on many occasions, and he even captured him. But Roger basically turned himself in, and Garp got the credit and whatnot, and he became Garp the hero. And he was he's like an honor. I like to call him like the honorable admiral. Like he never like became an admiral, but he could have been like so many times. And then in the manga, he goes to save Kobe, his protege in training. And Garp, unfortunately he took the L on that one. But we'll see what comes of that after probably Egghead is over with and all that. But I think I don't think he's dead yet, but he might be. But for now he's alive, so he's on this list. These are all like live characters, no dead characters really. Number 9, I have Mihawk. Like people in the community got him like way up there. I'm like, man, he ain't like that, man. He's like, he's good. Like I'm in the top 10. He can stand on some fucking business, but man, he ain't cutting through like Admiral and shit. Like he can, but man, they got other moves in their bag like hockey, like armament hockey to like the second degree. They got observation hockey. Mihawk does have observation hockey. He probably has armament hockey. Definitely armament hockey. And Conquer hockey, possibly, probably. And he fought Shanks back in the day. Like that, when that gets animated or shown in the manga, like people are gonna go crazy over that. I'll be like, wow, man, that shit looks interesting. Shanks versus Mihawk and stuff. And yeah, he's a better swordsman than Mihawk. So like sword skill wise, Mihawk can beat Shanks, but Shanks is a hockey guy, so like he can fuck with Mihawk's head a little bit and like get him off balance and stuff. That's why Shanks is above him in my opinion. And Mihawk is like Zoro's like endgame guy, so he has to be kind of up there. He can't be towards the bottom. He has to be stronger than Zoro still, because Zoro still has to climb and reach certain heights to beat Mihawk. After that Baratie defeat, and Mihawk is still kind of a mystery. We don't know everything about him, but I got him at number 9. Number 8, I have Kizaru. You know, he has the glint fruit. He's like a light man. He moves around at the speed of light. Like, man, don't sleep on speed, man. Like, he's gonna, probably fuck you up if you're, like, below him and stuff. Like, he'll get hits off on you. Like, there's no way, like, anybody below him won't get hit, is what I'm saying. He can do that, and, he has hockey, observation hockey, and armament hockey, and to, like, the second degree armament hockey, and he don't have Conqueror's hockey, but, man, he's an admiral, so they send him down to get all kinds of targets. They even send him to, go fight emperors like Luffy and stuff. Gear 5 Luffy and whatnot. They thought he could handle that, but well, unfortunately, what what happened with that was, Kizaru was like, he took the L basically. White Star Gun and Don Gatling and shit and slingshot niggas into like boats and doing this shit to Kizaru, who's an admiral. I mean, but man, but when he was like first introduced, he was standing on business. He was like, he came in on the cannonball, and then he was like, have you seen my friend Sentomaru anywhere? Do you know where he is? And then Reza Hawkins was like, man, I don't know, and I don't give a fuck. And then he got kicked in the head, and he started fighting all the supernovas, and he made work of them like real easy. I got him at number 8. Number 7, I got Aokiji, the ice guy, the ice admiral. When he first was introduced, he's like a lazier guy. He's like, man, the pirates ain't really doing fucked up shit. I ain't gonna go after them. They're pirates, yeah, but man, if they ain't really doing anything to people, I ain't gonna go out of my way to fuck with them. Like, I'd be that kind of guy, low key. I'll be like, man, they're pirates, but man, they ain't fucking with people, so I won't fuck with them. I'll stay right here. That's what Aokiji was. And then he saw Nico Robin, but then he was like, oh, hold on, Nico Robin. After go after this, because she's like the devil of Ohio. She's like the last person to, she could decipher One Piece through the poneglyph readings and all that. So the government's always after her. So he had an eye, and he was like, oh, so let me capture her real quick. And then Luffy and him fought, and then he was like, you know what? I know your grandpa and stuff, so I'll let you go this time. He does all that, and then he comes to, Marineford, and he holds it down. He freezes Whitebeard's tsunamis and shit, and he's like, he tries to stop Ace, and then he's like done. Basically, he didn't do too much. Then he fought Akahino for the fleet admiral position, and Akahino won that one, but Aokiji still made half the island his element of all ice. They fought for 10 days, so like if you have to fight somebody for 10 days, man, that's endurance and that's strength, man. You gotta respect that shit, nigga. That's why I'm not nigga at number 7. And with him at number 7, I got, Akahino at number 6. Akahino stands on business, like, for real. Absolute justice. He's like, man, we'll wipe out all the pirates. I don't give a fuck if they're, like, 5 berries or 5 billion. We kick them all out. We don't fuck around. We take them out. It's not, no ifs, ands, or buts. They're done. He was the one that was pushing for, like, them to wipe out all the, pirates. After, like, Whitebeard and Ace died, he was like, man, let's just kill them all. And then, what's his name? Kobe was like, man, we don't have to do this shit. Everybody here is dying. Well, let's just stop this shit and let them escape. They already lost their, like, manpower. They're basically retreating because they lost the resolve to keep fighting and shit. Like, why are you gonna keep going after them and wasting our manpower too? That's not smart. And Akahino was like, man. And he tried to hit him, and then Shanks came to stop him. But, Akahino sent meteor out of the sky and stuff. Sends meteors out of the sky and shoots him down on, pirates and stuff. And he fought Aokiji on that Ponk Hazard, and half the island was magma, and then the other half was ice. current fleet admiral, but man, at the end of the day, he's probably gonna like die or like just not be a part of the Marines anymore after everything's said and done. So I am at number 6. Number 5, I got the Gorosei, like the 5 Gorosei. Like I don't know, they're all on the same level, but they're all above like the admirals and stuff. They got special rituals to summon them and all kinds of stuff. So I'm like, man, that's kind of different stuff, man. I have to respect that. Like nobody's doing like pentagrams and sending like warnings out. Like, man, anybody below the rank of like rear admiral need to like duck their head and like stand out the way, or that their heads will explode because the guy's that powerful and whatnot. You know, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, and Mercury. You know, all those planets. I'll be talking about those like later when I get on my astrology stuff. So tune in and hold on for that stuff. But yeah, they are standing on business. They ain't playing games. You know, I didn't see the recent manga chapters, but man, they're going off apparently. And at number 4, I got Blackbeard. You know, Blackbeard's a schemer. He schemed the death of his not his companion, but his crewmate. Thatch. He killed him and stole his devil fruit because he was laying in wait. He was like, man, I need this certain devil fruit, so I'm gonna stick with Whitebeard, like one of the strongest pirates ever, until he finds the devil fruit I need. And then he finds it, kills the guy who had it, and leaves the crew. Then Ace goes after him and tries to stop him, and he pays the price because Blackbeard beats him. The dark fruit, the Yami Yami. It negates all devil fruit users' attacks. Low key, it's probably a different fruit entirely. If I was to like guess, it's like a mythical zone, like Moon God or something like that. But that's what I'm thinking on that one. But the dark fruit can nullify and like absorb like people and like kick them out and all kinds of stuff. But it's like one of the strongest Logia devil fruits out there. And then he ate Whitebeard's devil fruit. He's the only person who had ever ate 2 devil fruits that's like known about in the world. Like he's the only person to do that. He became an emperor in like 2-year time skip, and like he's like stunting on people. He's taking down Law, cracking him like in the face probably. Like that's what I think happened. He beat Law. He's standing on like seraphims, and he tried to like take Boa's devil fruit. He tried to take her in and like do stuff to her, kill her and take her devil fruit. He's making moves everywhere. He even sent people to Egghead to do some things and get information on people and stuff. He's like not fucking around, like trying to become like the king of the world basically. Not the pirate king, but like the king of the whole world. He's trying to comfort Luffy, and if Luffy gets in his way of getting the One Piece, he wants all that. He's laying in wait, y'all. That's all I'm saying. Like, Blackbeard people, I got y'all. He's laying in wait. But, hey, man, number 3, Luffy. Luffy can still beat Blackbeard right now. Blackbeard is like devil fruit. Luffy has, like, devil fruit, like, one of the strongest ones, Sun God Nika. Ito no Mimato, Sun God Nika. Fruit, mistaken as the Gum fruit. He has, Joy Boy in him, the Sun God. He can turn things into rubber and like, basically imagine you, like, he's spinning you like some kind of toy and using you as a jump rope and slamming you into things like Tom and Jerry and all kinds of stuff. Toon Force, man. And hockey's pretty proficient. Like out of like from F to S, he's like an A now in his hockey proficiency category. One of the 4 emperors, and he's fighting Gorosei members not by himself and with a little bit of help. So he has to be strong to stand on business against those guys. So he's number 3 in my list. And number 2, I got Luffy's dad, Monkey D. Dragon. Like, he hasn't done much, but he saved Luffy at Logtown. He's like, came in and shot that thunderbolt down and saved Luffy before, he was gonna die. Buggy was gonna chop his head off, and then he sent the lightning down, saved him, and helped him get away. And then Dragon appears here and there, like with the Revolutionary Army, and he's fighting against the world government, not really against the Marines. Just if they get in the way, he has to do something, of course, but he's just going against the government, trying to bring like the truth to the world. Like, the government's fucked up. They've been making people like slaves, and like Tequila Wolf making them like work and like build a bridge that can go across the whole world for like the past like 800 years, 900 years, stuff like that. There's slaves and like fishermen and like other humans and like people who are like different species. They enslave them. Like, the Celestial Dragons are fucked up people. He wants to bring light to that situation, do all that. This devil fruit's unconfirmed, but it's probably something like Mythical Zone or like the Wind God devil fruit, something of that nature. If I had to guess, like Storm God, something, man. But he's on the timing over there. He ain't playing games. That's Monkey D. Dragon at number 2. And number 1 is, Red-Headed Shanks. He stands on business. He goes to meet Whitebeard. He says, man, you gotta, like, stop Ace real quick, man. He's gonna, like, get himself fucked up real quick. And then Whitebeard was like, nah, I don't do what you say. You do what I say, because you're on my boat. And they had a little clash, and he split the sky with him. And then, before that, he was a part of, like, the Roger Pirates. And then he fought, Mihawk, like, 10 years ago before the current story line or something like that. When he first became a Yonko, Shanks fought, Mihawk, and they were like on par, but now his hockey is more proficient. Even though he has a one less arm, he can still use hockey to like the highest degree of anybody alive now. Nobody can use hockey as strong as Shanks. Like, he's approaching like Gold Roger tiers of hockey. And that's basically it for this video. Questions about who's where, or you want to like talk to me about if you disagree or agree with a certain character, you can tell me that in the comment section. You can comment new ideas for videos. I mostly do like power scaling, but I can do other things like top 10 crushes and better characters and like debates. I can bring people on and do debates and debate this anime versus this anime, like Yu-Gi-Oh versus Pokemon, Yu Hakusho versus Hunter x Hunter, things like that. I can make this channel do all kinds of stuff. I also have a trilogy on this channel too. I'll post some stuff like eventually. I just need to get some things out, now. So, okay, that's the end of this video. See y'all later, and like, help me out. Like, tell me suggestions, like in the comments. Like, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and get me like, comment, man, comment.